Hello everybody and welcome back to Running with Georgia. Today's video is a little bit different from our usual weekly training vlogs or reviews. Today we're going to be discussing shoes, and in particular running shoes. We're going to be going through my current running rotation and the different shoes that I use for the different types of runs that I go on. This isn't a full review of each individual shoe, just a brief overview of the main things I like about it and the types of runs that I use them for. If at any point you like what you're seeing today, please like, comment and subscribe. It means a lot to me and it makes me know that you like this sort of content, so I know to make more going forward. So without further ado, let's get started. The first shoe that I'm going to talk about today is the most recent shoe that I've purchased. It's the only shoe in this rotation that I have done a full review for. So if you are interested in learning more about this shoe, I'll leave a link to the full review down below. This is the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 2. It is one of Puma's carbon race shoes that I use for pretty much every fast workout I'm doing, regardless of the distance. You know, if it's hill repeats, around a track, going on progression runs, shorter tempo runs, 5Ks, you know, you name it, park runs as well. I've just recently got my 10K PB in this shoe. Again, that was in last week's training vlog, so I'll leave a link down to that below. But I really like this shoe. Like I said, I use this for pretty much everything. It's my favorite shoe in the whole rotation. The only runs that I don't use it for are the really slow, easy runs. Not because it's not comfortable doing those runs, it is. It's a really comfortable shoe no matter what the pace is. The issue is I can't really do easy runs in them because as soon as I lace these up, I want to go faster and I want to pick up the pace. It rolls over really nicely. So yeah, can't really use them for easy runs because as soon as I put them on, I go too fast for an easy run. But if anything, that's another positive for the shoe. It just makes you feel like you want to go faster. It's really nice, lightweight on foot. The grip's really good, so I even use this for light trails as well. Yeah, just a really great shoe. Favorite one in my rotation. This one cost me £148.75. RRP's around £175. Next on the list is the Hoka Mach 5, one of, you know, the big titans in the daily trainer game. It's really comfortable. I can happily tick away the miles in this shoe. I can't really use it when it rains too much, which it does a lot in Scotland, just because even though this is a rubberized outsole and it offers decent grip, once it starts raining, you know, I don't feel confident sort of weaking it around corners or anything like that when it is raining. Still does give, you know, good enough grip in the wet, but just it doesn't give me as much confidence. Other than that though, this is a really nice shoe. I can't go as fast as comfortably as in the Puma shoe, but this is really good just for, you know, your everyday miles, taking it over, not especially trying to go super fast, even though it can go faster. But yeah, it's good on longer runs. I'll use this primarily just for, you know, day-to-day training when it's not a speed session or my legs aren't super tired. I'll use this for my easy runs as well. I picked this up for £110. There's a kind of a theme going on here. I think there's only one shoe in this video that I paid full price for. I'm Scottish, love a bargain. But yeah, really likes this shoe. It's really comfortable. I'm actually considering buying a pair of Asics Nusa Tri, whatever they call them, because apparently people that like this shoe really like that shoe as well, but it does have slightly better grip. So when this one dies, I think I'll get a pair of those. But yeah, use these for kind of every day-to-day sort of training. Like I said, when I'm not particularly trying to go fast, when I'm just trying to bumble along, really. It's a really nice shoe for that. So this is the last of the road running shoes that I have in my rotation. It's also the only one that I paid full price for. This is the Nike Invincible Run 3s, Nike's max stack, really comfortable running shoe. When I first got this, I did everything in it. I did my fast faster ones. I was just starting out, so my fast runs there were, you know, not really that fast. But the reason why I got this is because when I started restarting my running training back in February, I was recovering from a really nasty knee injury that I had a few months prior. So I wanted a shoe that I could build my mileage up steadily without, you know, without as much risk of injuring my legs. And this did the job perfectly. I have never had any pain while using this shoe. It kind of just soaks up all of the impact really, but it's not without, you know, feeling like you're kind of running in sand. It feels nice and bouncy. I don't run in this shoe as much anymore because I have got those other options in there, the Hoka, the Puma and everything like that. So now I mainly use this just for my really slow, nice, easy runs where, you know, my legs are tired. I'm kind of, you know, not really feeling motivation too much. These ones kind of get me out the door and they protect my legs, especially if, you know, I've got, you know, feeling some muscle soreness and things like that. These are the shoes that I'll put on. Maybe not for, you know, quite long runs, just because I do feel, you know, when you're getting towards the end of that and my legs are a little bit more tired just because of the distance. Sometimes, because this is quite a large shoe, it's quite high stack, it flares off quite a bit. I do find that sometimes if I am really, really tired, so not just like my muscles are sore, but I've been running for a while, sometimes there can be a little bit of instability in the shoe for me. So for really long runs, I prefer not to use this shoe, but anything sort of, you know, short to middle distance, nice and slow, this is the shoe for me. Again, £175 I paid for this. This shoe's an interesting one because I do love it and I'm really happy about what it did for me in my running journey and I like where it sits in the rotation now. But for £175, I'm not sure I'd buy this pair again when it came time to replace my really easy run shoe. So that's something that I'm just gonna have to kind of think about when this shoe dies, whether it's worth getting another pair of these or looking somewhere else for a max stack shoe. One thing I did want to mention with that shoe in particular is some strange issues that my wife have actually had with that shoe. We both got them at the same time. I got on really well with the shoe. I've never had any issues with any blisters, rubbing, chafing, anything, any pain. They've worked really well for me. They work really well for her as well now, but I did ask her to write down her thoughts, which I'm going to read out to you now. So she said she likes the fact that the base is quite wide because it makes her feel stable. But the break-in period for her was incredibly long. It took her about 75 miles of running on them before they really broke in. Until that point, she was getting some really painful arch pain and blisters around the arch area. She does have incredibly flat feet like that, so that may play into it. But I've spoken with her about this and she said that she wouldn't buy another pair of this shoe because even though she really likes it now, that break-in period is just kind of a no-go for her again in the future. That is something that, you know, probably won't affect that many people, but if you do have particularly flat feet, keep that in mind if you're looking at this shoe. We're going off-road now. So this is my trail shoe of choice. This is the Saucony Peregrine 12. This isn't the current iteration. There is the Peregrine 13 that's out at the moment. But you know, apparently there wasn't too much difference, and I managed to get this one for £69 on sportshoes.com. Bit of a bargain, so I picked that up in this lovely blue and yellow colourway. I do want to mention at this point that all of these are in men's shoe sizes. I run in a size 8.5 in the UK, and I've quite a wide toe spread, that makes men's shoes just a little bit more comfortable for me. So yeah, this is a really nice shoe for on those trails. It's got some nice lugs there. They do make, I can't remember what they call it. Is it ST for soft terrain? I'm not entirely sure. This is the standard version that is supposed to be better on drier terrain, which is what I mainly use it on. Really enjoy running in the shoe. It's super comfortable, really lightweight. At one point I had my 5k PB in this shoe, which is quite nice. and it is actually quite good on tarmac as well. There was an unfortunate time where I went out in this shoe. I drove somewhere to find a nice trail that I'd find on All Trails. It's an app that helps you find trails. And then by the time I got there, I realized that the trail, quote unquote, that they were sending me on was pretty much just a flat, a tarmac path. So I didn't actually really need a proper trail shoe, but it still felt comfortable even when it wasn't on proper trail terrain. Really like this shoe. It's really comfortable. And yeah, so whenever I'm hitting the trails, anything more than the grip on my Pumas can handle, this is the shoe. And I got it for a really good price. This next one is a bit of a wild card because I don't actually use it for any running at all. But it is the Asics Gel Xerus 4. I originally bought these a couple of years ago at Decathlon. I wasn't running at that point, but I wanted to go into the gym to, just get a bit fitter in general. What passed this shoe, like the colours, and that's why I bought it. That was the entire reason. I spent £90 for this shoe, which is far, far too much looking back now, because it's in no way a good running shoe. I looked up and I managed to find like an old press release, and this is supposed to be one of Asics' premium running shoes. It's not good to run on at all. This is the shoe that kind of gave me that knee injury. But yeah, it just kind of feels like bricks to run on. It's got these weird like plastic plates on the outsole. So yeah, it's a really uncomfortable running ride. But I've kept these because I used to just use them for walking around, but now I use them when I'm going to the gym to do cross training. So when I'm going to do the elliptical, or strap myself into the bike at the gym, or do some weights or anything like that, this is the shoe I'll wear. So although I don't run in it, it does play a little bit of a part in my training rotation. Strength and cross training is incredibly important. So yeah, that's this shoe. Paid far too much for it, but I still like the colours. And last, but certainly not least, again, not a shoe I run in, but this is the Hoka, I think this is the Aura Recovery shoe. They make a slide version. I just refuse to wear slides. I do not want my toes on show. So this is the shoe version of it. Like the name suggests, it's a recovery shoe. So I just kind of put these on my feet while I'm walking around after a long run, around the house, nipping down to co-op, whatever, when my feet or my legs aren't feeling too good. This is the shoe I put on. It comes in black as well, I think, if you're wanting, more neutral colour. I really like this colour. It gives me kind of summer vibes, which is quite nice. My wife thinks it's the ugliest shoe that's ever existed. But yeah, it does the job. It is a really nice, comfortable shoe. It's maybe not as soft as I was expecting when I ordered it. But yeah, no, it feels really nice. Even if it isn't actually doing anything real, to help my recovery, still feels like a comfortable shoe. I paid $52.97, if I remember exactly, for this pair of Hoka recovery shoes. So those are all the shoes that I use throughout my running training, the recovery afterwards, and the cross training as well that I do in there. I have more shoes for running than I actually do casual shoes. I think I've only got about 3 or 4 pairs of casual shoes. So yeah, especially in the past couple of months, my running shoes have kind of, boomed. But any excuse to get more shoes is a good one. I think, there's a classic saying of the amount of running shoes that you need is just N+1, N being the number that you currently have, and then you always need another one. I do kind of feel that way. I'm already kind of scoping out other shoes that I should buy. If you do have any recommendations, anything that you think that I may be missing in my rotation, and you think that you've got a shoe that would slot really nicely in there, feel free to recommend down there. Bonus points if they come in loads of fun, wacky colours, because I like bright shoes. That is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to let me know your running shoe rotation down in the comments below. And again, if you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on running.